Hey everyone, welcome. Welcome to my kitchen. I am Dana, and it seems like several of you are very intrigued by pastrami tacos. My daughter told me it was strange, and I'm okay with that. So hopefully that is really good. I'm actually gonna put that away. He was literally asleep. So it's like I say, it's time to start Dana's kitchen, and he wakes up and decides to be a pain in the butt. Anyway, so welcome, thank you. And I saw somebody's listening to Offspring. I wish I could listen to music while I'm cooking, but Twitch doesn't really like that, so we're not. Yeah, so I'm also here with, obviously you just heard from our Velociraptor, Rocky, and Robbie, that's his name, Robbie. Robbie is here as well, and he took Rocky for a walk to make him tired. So that's now another official part-time job he's got, his dog walker. And Otis, he's scavenging around looking for Swiss cheese because I was just chopping that up for the mac and cheese. Anyway, here we are. Tonight we are going to make some pastrami tacos. We're going to be making our tortillas again, and they are going to be rye tortillas. We're going to make some Swiss mac and cheese, because what's pastrami without some Swiss cheese with it? And then we're going to try to make some Mexican hot chocolate Rugelach, which is a pastry. So it's kind of Deli-Mex, Mexadeli. I don't know. Is there a word for it? But we're going to try it out tonight. So, having said that, I've already got some pastrami working in the oven. So we're going to come back to that because I'm going to show you the steps to make it. But since it's a process of brining the meat for, 3 days to 7 days and then cooking it for 6 hours, I figured being on the air for a week was probably not something we wanted to do. Maybe you do, but I don't want to stand here for a week, as much as I like you guys. So anyway, how's everybody doing today? You doing good? You doing good? I hope you are. We're going to start today. I start today by making our Arugula dough. And I don't know why I have this out for that, because I think I'm going to put the first part together in here in the food processor. So I'm going to go set this aside. I think I was a little ambitious there. And we're going to make the dough for the Arugula. And the reason why we're going to make that first is because it needs to go into the refrigerator for about an hour to rest before we put it in the oven. And it's a pastry. So have you guys ever had Arugula? It usually comes with some sort of fruit in the middle, sometimes chocolate. You can find them in delis and in bake shops. So, nope, none there. Not in Hawaii. They don't have Arugula, or at least that. Yeah, so a lot of people haven't. Kelsey's family, her other side of her family, not my side is German, and some Irish mixed in, and the other side of the family is Jewish. So we had a lot of foods in the Jewish tradition. So Arugula was one of those things that we had. So let's get started with that. What we're going to do here is I'm just going to mix it in here, the dough. And we're going to start with it's pretty easy. It's 2.5 cups of flour, and I'm just going to make sure I'm not wrong, because as we know, Dana messes stuff up sometimes. And we don't want to do that today. Especially when we're baking, right? Because that can make a difference in how things turn out. Whew. Hopefully the sound is even better than it's been the last couple of weeks, because Robbie finally figured out what was happening with the microphone, which is, while we thought the microphone was working on it, what was really happening was my computer was picking up the sound. So hopefully it's a little clearer today. And you don't hear the fan from my laptop, because that had to be annoying. We were listening to it. We were annoyed by it when we went back to the video. Okay, this is a 1/2 cup, and I'm going to double check that too, because I have made that mistake before when Robbie was trying to make pasta by measuring things with the wrong measuring cup.
It's an extra challenge for that.
It is an extra challenge. So I'm going to put 2.5 cups of flour in here. And if you make, we're going to make the full recipe on the dough, but I'm not going to spend the time making all of these cookies because I can set it in there. You can actually make this dough about a day ahead if you want to. Just make sure that it's covered tightly so it doesn't dry out. The other added benefit of it being in the refrigerator for at least an hour is that it helps make everything really cold, like the butter and the cream cheese that's going to go in there. And that makes a flakier pastry when everything is cold. So keep that in mind. If you're making pie dough or anything that you want to be flaky, biscuits, this kind of thing, you want everything to be cold. You want really cold butter, you want really cold ingredients, you want bowls to be cold, all of that good stuff. All right, so we have the 2.5 cups of flour. And what's funny is the sweetness for this pastry comes from the filling and not from the actual dough. It seems like there's a lot of activity there behind the camera with Robbie and Rocky. Can you hear it? Is Rocky less loud with this? Because I would hope so. Anybody else have arugula before?
Arugula?
No, not arugula. Rugelach. I kept trying to ask the Siri or Google to pull up some pictures and recipes for arugula, and it kept showing me the lettuce. And I'm like, no, 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 no. What's up? What's going on with you guys? I'm going to cube this. So I left everything in the refrigerator because I want it to be really cold. So I'm going to just kind of cut this up and get it in here in chunks. And then we're going to have, so this is 8 ounces of cream cheese. And then we're also going to do two sticks of butter. Because butter makes everything better, right? I mean, in my world, it does. You don't remember that either? Well, we'll have to send some over your way, Joyce. Because I think this recipe should make math 48-ish cookies, or not cookies, rugulas. Because arugula is not a cookie, it's more pastry-like. And now, that's what aprons are for. So Kelsey is going to be with us on Sunday, which I'm very excited about. She's actually working in the store tonight, so I don't know if she's going to make it in or not. For the tacos, for pastrami tacos. And I also got to add the salt in here. And really, the best way to do that is not this way. It's to actually put the salt in here first with the flour and then mix those two things together. That way you make sure the salt is evenly within the dough. But I didn't do that. I forgot. So, hello, Mr. Viper, welcome in. And so I need some salt. And I need about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Let me throw this away. Oh, good, thanks. You probably won't hear Robbie as much, but we do have another microphone, so if we need him on camera, we will. By the way, while I'm doing this, don't forget it's Subtember, so if you do subs for anybody on Twitch for the month, it's 20% off, which I think is a great deal. For us, if we reach our goal, which you can see at the bottom of the screen. We'll be wearing our cow costumes into a restaurant. Robbie is very excited about that. He's not. But that's what we're going to do. All right, so here we go. And so what we're looking to do here is to kind of make it so that it's like starts to ball up a little bit. And this was a lot. I probably should have had this recipe too. So we're gonna let that go. We don't want to overwork it because that would be bad. But if you can see, I don't know if you can see over there, but it's starting to ball up a little bit. Why not make a mess? You can smell the cream cheese.
Yummy.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to just kind of make sure this is all together. And then we're going to put it in the fridge. But what we're going to do, once we get it in there, is flatten this down. So, hey, thank you, Dream of Collectibles, and welcome. I didn't see you were in here. Thank you for subscribing again. Oh, I'm glad we're the best. That's awesome. Thank you so much. What did I miss?
And a host from Dream.
Oh, okay. Hi. Thank you. Thanks for hosting, too. That's awesome. I can't see everything over here. I can see most things. Thank you so much. That's awesome. What's up with you? I know Aladdin's girl's listening to some good music while we're making this. I was just lamenting how I don't get to listen to music, even though I have a sign on the wall that says this kitchen is for dancing. So, oh yes, we have to spin the wheel, or we need to give the dogs treats. What would you like, Dream at Collectibles? And if it's spin the wheel, do you want me to do it, or do you want Robbie to do it? Thank you for keeping me honest, Robbie. So, let us know. Here, are you bringing Rocky around? Or are you just holding on to him so he doesn't get into too much trouble?
He's decided he wants my shoes for dinner.
Oh, nice, nice. Oh, Juan, okay. You just play some music then? Twitch doesn't like it when you do that. And then we won't be able to be on anymore. It's not like we just don't get the fun stuff. We get kicked off. And I'm enjoying this too much, so. Puppy time. Puppy time. Well, we will do a puppy cam along with it while I do this. So if you can see, I am very tightly covering this, and it's going to go into the fridge. All right? So there's our dough. It's pretty simple. Again, 2 sticks of butter, 8 ounces of cream cheese, 2½ cups of butter, and a ½ teaspoon of salt. And that goes in there. All right. Now let's talk. Oh, let me, real quick, I'm going to make the filling. Obviously, we don't need it right this second, but then it'll be ready for us when it is time. I'm already running out of room in the sink, much to Robbie's delight, since he likes doing the dishes. Ha, 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 ha. Puppy time is great. And it's tough because when we start this, we are just a couple hours away from Rocky's typical bedtime, because by about 6:30, he's really not nice. And do we have a family-friendly tag on this today? Okay. So he's just not very nice. I'd call him a name, but we won't, because we're being family-friendly today. He tries to chew your feet. He tries to chew your hands. It's like, not a chew toy, buddy. He's cute, but don't let it fool you. All right, we'll put this over here. And then the filling. So one thing that's nice about Rugelach is you can really use anything as the filling, any kind of fruit, any kind of sweet thing that you want. And so what I wanted to use today when we get to it and do the filling is I wanted to do, since we're doing, you know, Mexi deli or Deli-Mex or whatever you want to call it today, is I wanted to incorporate that Mexican flavors into the Arugula. So Mexican hot chocolate is a little bit different than the hot chocolates we usually drink here, at least in the States. So don't forget the spin whenever you're cooking, because that's what I was just doing. So what I've done here is I actually have Mexican chocolate grated along with some bittersweet chocolate. It's right around 5 ounces. I didn't really measure it since it's just the filling. And the other thing you find in Mexican hot chocolate is you find cinnamon. So we're gonna put some of that in there. You find, and sometimes you'll find a little cayenne pepper and you find a little chili pepper in there. So it's a little strange, but that is their Mexican hot chocolate. We also need sugar because remember our dough doesn't have any sugar in it. So this is where we get the sweetness. So we're gonna add a couple tablespoons. I think that's all I need for this. Oh, nope, this I need a lot more of. So I need about a half a cup, which I've now got flour all over. He's such a pain. He's such a pain. All right, this has a half a cup line on the inside, so we'll put a half a cup of sugar in there. And then we don't want to overpower it with all of these flavors. So we want about a tablespoon of cinnamon. That's what I was remembering the tablespoon for. Family-friendly hive. Yeah. Here we go. So about a tablespoon of cinnamon. Because this is really in Mexican hot chocolate, this is the most forward flavor, is the cinnamon. And then we only want about a quarter of a teaspoon of the chili powder. He's a maniac. Now he's got a box. He's been playing with this box all day. And then we only want an eighth of a teaspoon of the cayenne because we want to have just a teeny, teeny, tiny bit of heat. Not too much. Because normally I like to pile in the heat on my food. But not for this. So we're going to try because I have made this recipe up. So hopefully it's good. And then that's going to be our filling. So I'm just going to, that's ready to go when we're ready to actually make the Arugula and get them in the oven. Okay, I'm going to set that aside for now. Actually, I'm not going to put it there because Rocky will get it. We'll put it over there. Now let's talk pastrami. Let's talk that. So pastrami, how many of you guys like pastrami? Do you like pastrami? I love it. I love pastrami sandwiches, which is why I decided to try doing this today. And the first thing you want to do is find the pot you're going to make stuff in. Where did I put it? Did I put it over here? I did. Is we're going to make a brine, okay? I'm going to make a full recipe of the brine that's super, super simple, but I do not have all the meat to put in the brine because I decided I was going to cook the majority of it for us. So we're going to put in about 6 cups of water in here. So let me get that going. Now remember what I said is that with this brine, you're going to put the meat in there and keep the meat in the brine in the refrigerator for 3 to 7 days is optimal. Hopefully ours is good because it wasn't in there, but the longer it's in the brine, it'll pick up more of those flavors that we're going to put in here, and also it'll help make the meat a lot more tender. So, typically, Bobby's over here pulling his hair out because of the dog. I feel bad for him. So the next part we need some brown sugar and some kosher salt. And I think we've got garlic. What else do we have in here? Salt and, oh yeah, the curing salt, and then honey. So these are 4 ingredients that are going in the water. And what we need, and I'm just cheating because I want to make sure I get the amounts right, because it's a lot. So this does not have 2/3 in it. So we're going to go with my 1/3 of a cup. You're going to start with 2/3 of a cup of kosher salt. And get close. If it's not exactly perfect, that's okay. I actually had to order curing salts because I had never really bought any before, and I couldn't find them at the store. So for the curing salt, we want 3 teaspoons. And it's this one that we're using is the #1 pink curing salt. So you can see how pretty, it's really pretty. So we don't want to overuse it because it says not to, because it says it's not good to use more than what you need. I don't know why, but that's what it says. Then we need 2/3 of a cup of dark brown sugar. Sometimes I think it would be easier if I just measured some of this stuff out before you guys were here. Pastrami tacos. So Joyce loves pastrami. Does anybody else like pastrami? It's very quiet in my house right now. I'm not used to that with Rocky around. So I'm using dark brown sugar. Dark brown sugar has more molasses flavor in it than the light brown sugar. I am making a mess over here. What's going on with you, Robbie? I was telling everybody how excited you were about the cow costumes.
So excited.
Alrighty, now.
I don't think I've ever dressed up like a cow outside of the house.
You've mooed at cows outside of the house.
Totally different, and usually not around other people.
I'm not other people?
Other than you.
Oh, okay. All right, let's clean some of this up. So we're going to bring this brine just to a simmer. And that'll help melt all that sugar, that salt that's in there. So this is step 1. We do this. And I do have some meat to put in this brine. So oh, I forgot to put the honey in there. Wait. That's fine. We'll just put it in now. I need a tablespoon. And then I really need to clean these spoons. Maybe I can convince Robbie to do that for me. Can you Can you clean these spoons? Or are you playing with the dog? All right, I'll clean the spoons. Because we are going to be measuring some more spices and stuff. It's fun to watch people do dishes, right? Oh, am I off camera? I think it's always fun to watch other people do dishes. That means you're not doing them. Okay, so now we've got that going. We're going to create an ice bath for this brine so that we can cool it down really fast once it starts simmering, because it won't take too long to get to a simmer. So ice bath. I'm going to use some of this ice that's just been taking up room in my freezer. Which means we're going to need to go buy more ice before our road trip. Which is, our road trip is in just a little over a week. I'm excited. Are you excited about the road trip?
I will be.
Yeah? We even, you don't mind doing dishes as long as you have a dishwasher? I'm with you on that. But it's even better when your boyfriend is a part-time dishwasher in your house. That's my favorite. So what I'm using, I'll talk a little bit about the meat that I'm going to be using for this. Typically, if you go get pastrami at any kind of deli, it's going to be made with brisket. That's the traditional meat. You'll sometimes see it done with turkey or lamb, but those are really, brisket is really the main one. So if you go to a deli and you just get pastrami, it's gonna be made with brisket. We're actually making ours with beef short ribs. And beef short ribs can be cut from the brisket or the plate or the chuck, I think, as well, part of the cow, which is all at the front end of the cow. So you have to feed your dishwasher. I mean, dishwashers do get hungry. This is true.
I do.
See, I have to feed my dishwasher every night, except for those nights that I say I'm not cooking.
But that usually means that there's no dishes.
Yes, so there's a trade-off there, right? So anyway, so I'm going to be using short ribs. So this recipe for this brine and for the spice rub that we're going to be making too is all based on about 2 pounds of meat. You could use brisket if you want. I think this stays truer to a taco texture than brisket would, although brisket tacos are awesome too. So choose your meat. Choose your meat. Uh-oh, did the screaming goat not go?
It should have.
Do you have the sound on the computer? No? Here we go. We'll do this one. It's not as loud as I thought it would be, is it?
I'm sure it's loud enough.
Is it loud enough? Ah! Yep. So did the sound get set up? Okay. I won't ask him anymore. This seems to be upsetting him. All right, so again, what was I just saying? Brisket, but I'm using short ribs. So it's still from the same part of the cow, but it'll give us a slightly different texture when we're done. Yeah. I was going to tell you something else too, but I forgot. So very professional of me.
But you're a professional streamer.
That means I forget stuff. So this isn't quite simmering yet, but the spoon is very hot because I left it in there. Okay. So we want to cool down the brine, and we want to make sure the brine is completely cool. You can even put it into the refrigerator to cool it down. Like I said, I'm using an ice bath here because we don't want the meat to start to cook when it goes in the brine. So we want that brine to be cold when we put the meat into it. I will set this aside for now and wait for this. Oh, can you go get, there's one of these bowls in the other fridge. Can you go get that? Because that's the meat that's actually brining. Look, I have meat in all different stages here for you guys. So once I get this done, then I'm going to show you how to make the crust and how to crust the meat. The one thing I'll tell you about the short ribs I like for this recipe is that it'll have more surface area, so it's going to get more of that pastrami crust on it, so you'll get more of that flavor. Whereas if you had a bigger brisket cut, you would not have as much. So I guess it depends on how much you like pastrami. Because let's see, we've got the pastrami to do, and then we've got some mac and cheese to make, and we've got some slaw to make, and then the arugula, and we still have the tortillas. Whew. I always think that like, oh, I'm just making tacos, and then I forget that there's a lot of components to it. So while I'm waiting for this to come to a simmer, this is some meat that's been brining in here, and you want to drain this, and you also want to rinse it, because remember all that salt we put in there? We want to rinse what's off of the top of it, because we're also going to crust it with all these other yummy things. It's got enough salt on the inside of it. So I'm going to go rinse it. We'll drain it first. And then I'm going to set this aside and let these dry off a little bit. And my sink is getting very full over here. I may have to put some stuff in the dishwasher. The other thing that's going to be happening with this brine is we're also going to put some toasted coriander and some toasted peppercorns in there. And so Robbie's going to have to look and see, are we on camera? Am I not on camera? Because I'm going to do that right here. I'll move that for the time being. Okay, so have I ever told you the coriander story? So I like to buy my herbs and spices in bulk if I can. And I ordered coriander, but the ordering system wouldn't let me order like small amounts. And so I got the smallest amount, and I ended up with like 1/4 pound of coriander, which is, by the way, a lot of coriander. So for this part, this is going to go in the brine once I take it off here and put it in the ice bath. And you want to toast your spices most of the time, because that really helps bring out some of the flavor with the oil. And yeah, so we want about 1/4 cup of each of these, which is roughly what's in here. So, excuse me, coriander, black pepper. So it looks like a lot, because it is. And we're going to let those toast for a few minutes. This has started to boil. I'm going to go ahead and stick that in our ice bath here. And let it start cooling down so we can get our meat in there. We're also going to toast our spices for the crust, but there's a few more spices that go into that. So there we go. I'm trying to think. There's supposed to be bay leaf somewhere. Where's the bay leaf supposed to go? Oh, it's in the cabbage. So we're also going to make a slaw. Woo! That's hot. Hey. Hey. How are you?
You're not burning the place down, are you?
I'm not. So make sure you don't burn your spices. Oh, puppy cam. Oh, and yummy. I'll just say it for you. Yummy. Don't burn your spices because that wouldn't be good. But once you start to smell them, they're probably pretty good. You just bringing them over here? Was the other camera not working?
We're down to one.
We're down to one camera. Uh-oh. What happened there?
What you got, Rocky?
Is it because the computer didn't have enough juice?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. We're down to one camera.
It's plugged in though, so we're good.
All right. So there we are. But you can always take the camera and see what they're doing with Puppy Cam. We're having, you know what, we keep trying. Is this normal? Do streamers
It's
always
very
have
normal.
technical issues like why? All right, so I think these are toasted enough, and I'm just gonna put those right into our brine here. Woo-hoo-hoo. So while I'm letting that cool down, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and toast the spices for the crust. Now remember, the crust is gonna be put on the meat that has been in the brine already for 3 to 7 days. So again, we're gonna toast these. And for this, am I confusing everybody? I'm trying not to confuse myself. We're gonna need coriander and peppercorns again. And I thought I had enough peppercorns out here, but I guess I didn't. Why is there oregano down here? I have not put some of my stuff away. All right, black peppercorns. How much do I need? Of course I didn't write it down. Fail. It's okay, I've got the recipe over here. Or do I? I don't know if I do. Let's find it. I want to try, this book has duck confit tacos, which sounds wildly interesting to me. Oh, I had it bookmarked. Are you looking at me now? Mm-hmm. Looking at the recipe? I've already done this, so you think I would know already.
Will she find it? The drama.
I think I need more. I think it's just peppercorns and coriander seeds.
Sounds good.
Now, I thought there was cumin in here too. I know there's cumin. Where is it? Are you guys having fun yet? All right, I think that goes in the other thing. All right, so we're gonna do another round of this. And more coriander seeds, which are, I think I used up a whole nother thing of them. But don't worry, I have more.
That's good.
But I'm almost gone through all those coriander. I ordered so many coriander seeds, I did like a coriander challenge for like a week. Everything had to have coriander in it that I was cooking. So we're gonna toast those up again. Because now I'm wondering if I was supposed to put those other ones in the brine. Probably not. That's okay. These are the ones that were in the brine. These are the ones that are not in the brine. This is still very hot, as evidenced by steam. But we'll keep stirring it to cool it down.
Need a blast chiller.
Yes, that would be helpful.
I don't know where it's gonna go, but you need one.
I'm running out of room. Okay, here's my grinder. So if you guys don't have a spice grinder and you like to cook, this is a cheap tool that I use for a lot of things, especially for grinding spices in the kitchen. It's a coffee grinder. So I'm going to use that to grind these spices. When they come out. And I think we're going to be toasting spices for the cabbage too when we get to it. But that is after we're done with the pastrami and after we're done with the mac and cheese. So I was grinding spices earlier. It's the exact same spices. So I didn't bother to clean that out because it's a pain to clean. Is anybody else listening to some good music? Can you hum a tune through chat for me?
Hum, hum, hum.
Not,
Well, not me.
not you. The trickiest part is not getting peppercorns and coriander everywhere because they're roly. That's my word, roly. Roly. And they're getting all over the place. I'm cooking out of order for you just to confuse you. Or me. I'm more likely to confuse me. Okay, so now we're going to grind these. I know, pastrami and tacos. We're going to see. We're making rye tortillas, though, so why not? All right, I'm going to stick these in a plate. There. Get the rest of that in there. And then, this is what I had the brine in. Normally I would use a Dutch oven, but the Dutch oven is actually in the oven at the moment. So all we're going to do with these as we cook them, oh no, not these, because those haven't been brined yet. See, I'm going to confuse myself. Here's my brined meat. I'm glad I have a dishwasher. I need somebody behind me to clean up the plates from the counter. So normally, I was in a hurry when I was doing this the other day. I would cut off all this connective tissue like this because we don't really need that. We don't really want it. Yeah, I don't know if you just got here, Morphine Bear, but we're making the pastrami tacos, and of course you have to have Swiss cheese with your pastrami sandwich, so we're gonna make pastrami mac and cheese as our side, and then, which isn't very kosher, but it's fine. And then, but I'm not an expert on kosher food, so. And then we're going to make some slaw for the taco and some arugula. Now all we're gonna do, I've dried these mostly off, but we need a little moisture on them because they need to get, the stuff needs to stick to it. Huh? Get down. You guys have to warn me when he's doing that.
There's a bit of a delay.
No, I wouldn't use the connective tissue for other things, not this. It's just tough. It doesn't have flavor to it. And then we're just gonna lay this in the bottom of the pan. See, so some of this is connective tissue, but some of it is just, some of it's fat, and I'm okay with the fat. I just don't want that connective tissue that makes it chewy on there. And then we're rolling. And I do like, if you were a fly on the wall when I'm cooking, I sing, I dance in my kitchen. One day, a girl can dream. So again, these are beef short ribs. You could most certainly use brisket because that would be the most traditional meat to use when making pastrami. But if you don't eat beef and don't want brisket or that, you could use turkey. Has anybody ever heard of Zoe's? I used to love Zoe's, this restaurant chain. Zoe's had what they called a Gruben. And it had turkey pastrami on it, which was really good. Pretty healthy. Except for that part where it had gluten, which is not unhealthy. I'm not saying that. It's just my body doesn't like it that much. All right. And then we'll roll, whoops. I mean, you can go get that coriander thing if you want. I don't think that's poisonous to dogs. I learned something new. Did you know, from Kelsey, did you know that birds don't taste spice? Because I was like, oh, Mito, when I was there, don't eat that jalapeno. And she goes, doesn't matter.
That's very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So now the trick to making really tender meat is to cook it at a low temperature for a long time. So I'm going to first put water in here, but I'm only going to put water about halfway up on the meat. So I want the top of the meat kind of sticking out of the water. And you want to check it throughout the day, which I did not do. So hopefully the pastrami is good that's in the oven. And I'm going to put it in the oven at 300 degrees, and there it will stay, thusly, for about 6 hours. So what time is it? Apparently I'm staying up till midnight tonight. Oh, well, now there's water all over the counter. Would you? Because I don't know how to stack the kitchen over here, stack the dishes. Hang on, I gotta clean. I've created a flood. I would rethink this whole sink configuration if I were redoing my kitchen. One day. All right. A little water in here. Cover it, stick it in the oven. I'm going to pull the other one out. We're going to take a look at it. This is still steaming, so I still can't put the meat in there yet. But my ice is starting to melt. And it is cooling down. We still can't start brining it yet. Water. Make sure you do your spins in the kitchen.
What, no pot filler?
I do not have a pot filler. I really thought you were taking care of that. I could have a pot filler. I could say, Robbie, come fill this pot. Would that work? Oh, lids. Where's the lid I need? There it is. That's going in the oven. I'm going to pull the other one out. Well, actually, Robbie's going to pull the other one out because I shoved it all the way in the back and I can't reach it. It is handy to have a tall boyfriend. Yes, because I just put the other one in there.
Just double check.
Okay. Cool.
Sometimes the magic of streaming confuses. Morphine bear, it might just depend on when we hit the goal.
Yeah, so it's going to depend. So if we meet the goal before we go on the trip or while we're on our trip, we're going to try and do it on the trip. And that way, we never have to go back to that restaurant again and we won't know anybody except for you guys. But if not, if we reach the goal and it's, well, I guess it would have to be on the trip because then it'll be October when we get back.
True.
Yeah, so if we reach it and we don't get to do it on the trip or something happens and we're not able to stream on the trip, we'll do it someplace around here. So where is our trip to? Great question. Our trip is going to be on the East Coast because that's Robbie's never really been that direction. Have you been any place on the East Coast?
Mainly not the Northeast.
I mean, you've been to Florida,
Yep.
South Carolina.
Yep. Driven through most of the
Driven
states.
all the southeastern states. So we're going to start off by going to Nashville. Then we're going to go to the Outer Banks of North Carolina. That's where like Kitty Hawk is and Nag's Head, Cape Hatteras. Then we're going to go to Portland, Maine. Then to Niagara Falls. And I mean, I've been to Niagara Falls, I can't even tell you how many times, but Robbie's never been, so we thought that would be fun. Then down to Louisville, and one very short day in Memphis, and then back home. So
And Graceland.
2 weeks. I agree. Nice. Yeah, so it is a lot of driving, and
It's over 4,000 miles.
yeah, and as Robbie can probably tell you, that was a huge concern of mine, was the amount of driving on this trip, but he assures me he will drive most of it, so I'm good as long as I don't have to drive it. Oh yeah, there's not enough water in here. So this dried out. This should have had more water in it, so hopefully it is still tender though. Come here and take a look. I'm saying that like you can do that. So there should still be water in here, a little bit of water on the bottom, so I actually didn't check it, so that's my fault. So check your water, but I want you to see, look how tender this is. Look at that. All right, here you go. Oh, I want you to taste it. 20 miles. Woo! And it's got a lot of pepper, so it's got some heat to it. So we're going to stick that on a cutting board. Not that we need to cut it, because it's literally falling apart. So just so you know, that was 6 hours at 300, and that's how tender it got. And I didn't even have it brining for 3 days. So imagine how fabulous that'll be. I can't even pull it out. It's falling apart. Ah, the messes Dana makes in the kitchen. Yeah, you can't have anybody. It's literally falling apart. So this will be really easy to shred. See, look. That's when it's going to be perfect for a taco. What do you think? Fish ponds inside. Awesome. There's also a Gaylord out there too that I know has a big inside with lots of stuff in it. We haven't quite set everything on the itinerary. We at least have places to stay. Get down. Do you see him? Do you? Yeah, you're going to get the knife one day and it's going to fall.
I moved it away from the edge of the counter.
So this right here is about the amount of meat. This started off with as about 2 pounds, a little less than 2 pounds, but almost.
It's about one Robbie serving.
Oh, so none for me apparently. Apparently there'll be none for me. Okay, I am going to get this out of the way and the other thing out of the way, and we're just going to let that set to the side until we're ready for it. And maybe Robbie will put some foil on it so it stays warm. If I ask him nicely, please. So that's how you do pastrami. This is still not cold yet, so I still can't put the other meat in it, but I will. Cooter's Garage, where they had Dukes of Hazzard stuff, that's cool. I don't think Robbie's ever seen an episode of Dukes of Hazzard.
I did back in the day. They were probably reruns.
It's a family-friendly episode, a family-friendly stream.
Something about cars magically jumping stuff, getting away from police.
It's a family-friendly stream. Just keep reminding me. All right, so let's make some mac and cheese. I've already boiled cooked the pasta here. I cooked it to about al dente. Oh, do we need to move that back? He's trying to get the meat on the counter over on the other side. I decided I'm not going to do a roux with this one. I'm going to make it more in the Alex Guanacelli's style, which is to just use cream and milk as the base and not put any flour in it. Maybe we'll put a little butter in it, which I guess is on the counter. And one of the reasons I'm doing this is because I have some heavy whipping cream I need to get rid of. That's still good, but I need to get rid of it before we go on our trip.
Yes, Operation Empty the Fridge.
Mm-hmm. And then also a little milk. And we're going to heat that up. So we'll see how this turns out because I'm kind of doing this by the seat of my pants.
Time to see how good you really are.
I know. Let's see if Dana can make this without a recipe.
No pressure.
This is a lot of times how I cook. I just start pulling stuff and I go, I think I can make something out of this. So we're going to put some salt in there. I definitely want some pepper too. And I want some mustard in there. So we'll use some Dijon mustard and put that in there. Does anybody else cook like that? Like you're like, I have these ingredients. And I've already cut up and cubed the cheese. And the reason why I'm not going, I've cooked macaroni and cheese several times, and it is awesome. But once I realized how much stuff I was cooking, I was like, oh, maybe I'll just skip some things.
We don't have all night.
We don't. We don't.
We do, but.
Well, I mean, sure. I'm not the one who has to get up and go to work in the morning, but I am the one who has to get up with the dog. So I'm going to heat this up. And then I'm going to put the cheese in to melt the cheese. And then we'll add the pasta. Meanwhile, while that is all going on over there, and so you know I am using gluten-free pasta for this and gluten-free breadcrumbs. The one thing, there are two things that will not be gluten-free, and that's the Rugelach and the tortillas. Oh, we've got to make the tortillas too. That's the other thing. Okay. See, now I'm remembering why I had all the stuff out that I had, because I keep forgetting about the tortillas. That's for that. Huh? Well, yeah. Oh, and and the other flour, yeah. So that'll be for that, and the lard is for that too. Oh, that's butter. That's not lard.
I don't know what you're talking about, but this is exactly how the pre-recorded shows look too.
This is how Dana cooks. All right, I'm going to melt some butter and put the breadcrumbs in there because that will put on the top of this. Now, I cooked my pasta al dente, so it's important to remember to do that when you're going to be putting it in the oven and cooking it more, whether it's lasagna or some sort of casserole, because otherwise you'll overcook the pasta and it gets mushy. And I don't know about you, but I don't like mushy pasta. Do you guys like mushy pasta?
Not a big fan.
No. Yeah. Oh, I should probably turn this on if I wanted to cook and melt.
What?
It's just a guess.
Thought you were going to use your heat vision.
No heat vision here. Although I am at the age where I sometimes get those hot sweats. If only we could find a way to bottle that energy.
Just channel it.
Think we should put anything else in the sauce? I think this is good, just a pretty simple sauce. You want anything else in there? No, Robbie's a pretty easy going. Okay, so of all those cities, or on our way to all of those cities, Aladdin's girl gave us, I agree, pass on mushy pasta, gave us some ideas in Nashville. Do you guys have any ideas? Because we haven't started doing our research yet on places to go. I'm going to start adding the cheese. We have the cities, and we've got places to stay everywhere. And we have our tickets to Graceland. But that's as far as we've gotten. I started making lists of things to do.
And if we get desperate, there will be plenty of time in the car to research.
I mean, you can. I cannot read on the phone in the car. That's not good. Any ideas? Nashville, Outer Banks, even on the drive. And remember, we're not doing chain restaurants, and we have a cool emote and logo for our trip too that I'm very excited about, that one of our viewers helped us with. So, you know, we just decided, what do you do in Memphis? Let's just do that one thing. Let's just go to Graceland. It's the thing to do, and then you never have to do it again.
One time and you're good.
You know, there's some things in your life you're like, I would love to see that again. I'm sure Graceland will be one of those things, like, cool. And then that's it. So I'm just adding a little cheese at the time, letting it melt in here. I didn't measure the cheese, and as you saw, I didn't measure the milk, so hopefully this turns out. But yeah, I used to drive my mom nuts, because a lot of times she'd be like, well, you don't have this ingredient, you don't have that ingredient. And I was like, I don't care. How about if we use this instead? Or I'll do it this way. So that's kind of the way.
You'll make it work.
I cook that way sometimes. I don't cook that way quite as often anymore. Yeah. This is kind of soothing. Oh. Robbie's pointing at my butter. It has melted over here. We're just going to throw some of these breadcrumbs in here. Because you cannot have mac and cheese without having some crunchy breadcrumbs on the top. We don't need them to brown, because they will brown when they are in the oven. This cheese is taking forever to melt because I got lazy and I did not grate it, because I had already grated like 6 ounces of chocolate. African American History Museum, okay. 30 minutes north of Memphis. A good barbecue place in Brownsville. Do you remember the name of it? Yeah, on our way in. I'm sure we'll be hungry. Do they need water over there?
Oh, probably.
See, it's not, it's just like you're in my kitchen when I'm cooking dinner. There's a pyramid in Memphis. Did you know about this?
I haven't even been in the state. So no. I know there's one in Las Vegas.
I can't.
It's got a big light on top.
Yeah. I can't remember if I've been to Memphis or not. When I was in middle school, my best friend's family went to the World's Fair in Knoxville, Tennessee, and I went with them, and I got to meet some of their family that was pretty interesting, but that's a whole nother story. But we did go through Tennessee and stopped in a couple of different places in Tennessee. I don't think we stopped in Memphis, though. I think that I would remember that, but maybe not. So I'm pretending it's new to me, even if it's not. Okay. Is your dad from Memphis? Lives in Memphis? Dad's a Memphis expert. If you ever go to St. Louis, I can tell you some great places to go in St. Louis.
Pretty much anything on the hill.
Go to a restaurant on the hill for sure. Go to Ted Drew's, get some frozen custard. As a matter of fact, Bobby Flay once said that was one of his favorite guilty desserts was Ted Drew's custard, frozen custard.
So good we had it.
Oh, I have heard about that. I'm sorry?
Ted Drew, so good we had it before dinner.
Well, that was just because it wasn't really quite dinner time, but then the next night Robbie was like, we get Ted Drew's before dinner, right? And I'm like, sure, dessert first. Why not?
So it's a good thing there's not one around here who would do that all the time. Okay, maybe just me.
Maybe not.
Maybe just me.
Oh, he lives north of Memphis, so he would be a good person to ask. Yeah, I've been to all of these places, although I think Portland, Maine, I just drove through. I don't think I've actually visited there. I've definitely been to Louisville a couple of times, and I've been to Niagara Falls. Like, I used to live in Rochester, New York, so anybody came into town, that was something they wanted to go see, was Niagara Falls, because it's not that far from Rochester.
You've been so many times, you've even gone over in a barrel?
No, I have not. But I do have some great pictures of my grandparents before all of the fences and everything were everywhere at Niagara Falls. Like they're next to the water. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. This is so much fun, isn't it, watching me just stir stuff on here?
It's very soothing.
Maybe
it's better with the smell-o-vision active.
I know, it does smell good in here. I could smell like this morning. You know when you start cooking meat in the oven and then like an hour when it's been slow cooking and then all of a sudden the whole house starts to smell like that? It smells so good. This cheese is not melting very easily in here. It's like chunky. Why is it chunky?
Because you didn't grate it?
Because I didn't grate it. This could be true. All right, well, we're going to pour the rest of that in there. We're going to see how much we can get it melted. But it's going in the oven, so it's going to cook some more in the oven and melt some more in the oven, right?
It's going to be so good.
It'll be good. It just maybe chunky. I don't know. Chunky. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know what to do about Rocky during the broadcast. He used to be so good. So, a pecan pie in Memphis. I think when we get back, we're going to try and cook some things on the road, but I think only one of the places that we're staying has a kitchen. But when we get back, we'll do taste from that. And I was planning on doing pecan pie would be a good one. Obviously, we need to do something with Nashville hot chicken.
Oh, yeah.
So, would I raise chickens for eggs? I would love to have chickens. I don't think my neighborhood would like me too much for that. I don't think I'm allowed to. But I would love to have chickens. In fact, one of the places we were looking at in Maine had chickens in the backyard and said, if you want eggs, let us know. Yep. On your stay. But Robbie picked a boathouse. So it's actually on, is it on a river or a lake?
River. Well, river by a lake.
So it's a boathouse on a river by a lake.
So assuming that we stream from there, it should have some pretty good views.
Yes, if we get a good enough Wi-Fi signal out there, or if we have our equipment, but as of yet, we do not have our streaming equipment. So I'm a little concerned about that because I have tried to contact them like 5 times and haven't heard back. Hattie B's in Nashville for the chicken. Some country ham. Did you guys have country ham up in Nebraska?
I don't think so.
Joyce?
Is country ham different from farm ham?
I think it's just in the way it's prepared. All right, It's sticking together. Unstick. I know, it's a little, I don't think the cheese is quite melted all the way. I hope the sauce doesn't break. It should have had plenty of liquid because look how much is in there. Rocky wants to play. That is his. I need to play. I need to play with you. Right now, I need to play with you. All right, now we're going to put, these breadcrumbs should be cool enough for me to spread on the top. Fried country ham on a biscuit. Sounds delicious. I guess I could turn this off. And then this is going to go in a 350 oven. What did I just do? Luckily, the cleaning crew comes tomorrow, so no matter what kind of mess I make in the kitchen, it'll be clean tomorrow afternoon.
Unfortunately, they don't.
But they don't do dishes. Well, and I got to put everything away. I'm just saying I don't have to take the stove apart because they do that. Hi, Elser. How are you? All right. One more thing down. Pastrami's done. Well, let me see. Hang on. All right, this is finally cold. So now I'm going to stick this into the brine. And remember, this is about a pound. This is only about half of the meat this brine is for. We're going to stick that in there. I'm going to put that over here. Wash my hands. And find some sort of top for that, and then Robbie's going to go take it to the garage for me. What's he up to? Is it...
Thought I'd just show off the troublemaker.
There we go. All right. I had a top for this, but I'm sure... But what?
I think it's in the sinking. It's under the towel.
No, that's the big, that's a bigger one. That's for the medium-sized one. Maybe there's, there's one in here. So then, again, 3 to 7 days in the brine. So that'll go into the other refrigerator. If you don't have a big bowl like this, you could put it in a plastic bag. That would work out really well, too. So that's going to go in the garage. We are now done with this ice bath. And there's something Robbie doesn't actually have to clean because all it had was ice and water in it. It just needs to dry. Now we're going to make our slaw. So that's the next thing we're going to do. And I need my recipe and I need a pot. And I don't have a pot, so let me get one of those. This is going to be, I'm going to need to wash one because it needs to be in a, oh, let's see, that's in the whatchamacallit. Sometimes you have to think, and I'm like, I think I have a lot of pots and pans, and then I don't.
But you do.
But I don't. So, country ham is better than regular ham. Excellent. Excellent. Lots of dogs. Lots of dogs in the chat right now. So, I'm going to have to be very careful in making this because I'm supposed to be making something with 4 cups, I think, of cider vinegar. So we may be using slightly less because this is only a 2-quart pan, which would be a lot. So guess what? We get to toast more spices. And here we go. Huh? Nope. Nope, because they're just for pickling. So the first thing we're going to do is some cumin and a bay leaf. And that's what the cumin was for. So I need a teaspoon of cumin, and my spoons are over here. I feel like I'm running around a lot like I used to when I first started, and I had nothing prepared. This is wet still. Now, cumin's one of my favorite scents when you're toasting. I love that. So there's some cumin. And then bay leaf, which I believe I also have down here, which I've never toasted a bay leaf, so this will be interesting. And is it just one? I think it's just one. We'll put that in there. And just usually like 3 minutes-ish. Look at this mess. While that's going on, I need to slice half an onion. How do I like my gas stove? Hi, Devin Warner. I love my gas stove, and when I redid my kitchen, that was #1 on the list because I did not have a gas stove. So I said, you must find a way to get gas to my island. And they did. They absolutely did. Onion, that's what I went over here for, right? Onion, and I'm gonna need garlic. So for this, we're just gonna slice up, I think it's only half of this onion that we need sliced. Let's stick that back over there. Yeah, I've been really happy with it. And I can't tell you how much nicer that is than just a ceramic top for me. There was a point in time where I had a ceramic, I had one put in at another place because it didn't have gas in the neighborhood. And I really liked it, but they were like, it's gonna be a lot of money. And I said, I don't care, I will get rid of other stuff. I had a budget, and that was #1. Yeah, electric stoves are hard because, like, what I like about gas stoves is it's instantaneous, right? Like, if I need to go from low to high, high to low, or turn it off, it's all instantaneous. Whereas if you're on an electric stove, even if you turn it off, it's not instantaneous. I think you have more control because you can see how big the flame is. Plus, you can roast things on it, like peppers.
You've had fun with that.
And I have had fun with that. And when your electricity goes out, you can still cook, as long as you have a lighter.
You just can't use your kitchen sink.
I can't use my sink, but I can use my stove. So, no touch faucets. You need electricity to use them. And I think I need cloves for this, cloves of garlic too. Yeah, so this has a lot of garlic in it. And I don't have my thing to put trash in over here. What? You worried about this? Okay, that's good. Can you smell the cumin? Can you smell the cumin? Yeah. Could you turn the front left burner on real quick? I will be turning it on when I make the pickling liquid, so you can see it that. But it has a starter, and it clicks like a regular. So these are pretty big, and this is all the garlic I have. So this is how much garlic we're going to be using. And I'm trying to just get some of this paper off of here because we don't want that on the onions. and I had to use all my trash bolt that I usually use for trash. I had to use them for the brine.
No trash bowl.
I know. I know. So while I'm doing this, what I am going to do is I'm going to add these in here. And then I'm going to add I'm not going to actually add 4 cups of this vinegar in there because it won't fit. We'll probably end up using about 3. But I'll put 2 in first and see how that goes. Huh, maybe I can do 4. I guess I can. I am. The closing that he did on Tuesday. Remind me what he did. What is his closing? What did he do for his closing on Tuesday?
I don't remember. Were we too busy taking the quiz?
We may have been taking the quiz instead of watching the end of it. Sometimes we get busy, or you may have already walked over here to start working on something.
Yeah, I think we were totally distracted.
Yeah.
I like your tiny trash bowl.
It's very, very tiny. Oh, they danced with the dogs? That's cute. I don't know why this needs so much pickling liquid, but... So then we are also going to add, so we got the onion. I need to add some peppercorns. Hey, thank you, Nana Key, for the follow. Always love to add new people to the community. Where's my black pepper? There it is. We need some of those in there. We need to add these in there. We gotta put the garlic in there. What else do I need in there? Sugar. Do you want to do 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 tablespoons of kosher salt while I get these garlics going? These garlics. Get these garlics going. And we will turn that burner on in a second. It's out already. He's my sous chef sometimes. He's gotten out of having to grill recently. So, you're making chicken thighs.
How much more where?
2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 tablespoons of kosher salt. Well, there's all sorts of things you can do with chicken thighs. What do you have in your kitchen?
It's going in there. In there?
Yeah, I can make sure. Yes, yes. So getting all this garlic, and I'm just... smashing it in there because it didn't tell me to do anything else with it, so let's hope that that's true. Oh, you should see Scabigail. She's so cute. But yeah, you could do something if you've got like soy sauce around. You could make some sort of Asian thing with the chicken thighs. If you've got tomato sauce and some cheese, you could do like a chicken parmesan. I mean, there's like, you can do anything with chicken thighs. All right, so Devin Warner 5, we can turn this on, and all it is it starts at high. We'll bring that over and turn it down, I think, but I'm gonna go over here and double check. Heat, transfer to, blah, 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 bring to a simmer. Okay. So we're going to do this. We're going to bring it to a boil, then back down to a simmer. And then I believe what we are doing is we're going to have the cabbage, which I need to get out. So this requires green cabbage, and I believe it's 1/4 of a cabbage head. Yep. That we're gonna muscle our way through. And we're going to take this part out because it's no bueno to eat. I'm back like the first time I did a thing and was running back and forth to the... And then we're going to just shred it. Can you? I'm trying to decide what I need to do here. I'm going to use this, I think, and put my cabbage in here. And then we're just going to wait until this is done. And we've got this and mustard seeds that are all both going to get some of this, are going to sit with this liquid, this pickling liquid in it. Except we're going to strain the pickling liquid because we don't want all that stuff in our salad. That would be kind of, and this is going to make a lot. It's kind of weird. Whew. Everybody's. A wrap or tacos. Yeah, tacos would be excellent. Shred up the chicken thighs. Cook them with some chili powder, cumin. That'd be good. That's the kind of stuff that goes my mom nuts because there's no recipe. I just, at the end of the night, I have a pile of all the ingredients I've used over there. And then I need another bowl for half a cup of mustard seeds. So I don't know how many mustard seeds this is, so we'll do this. It's probably all of these. Yeah. So, all right, I know I've been talking, but I don't know if I've been making coherent sentences because I've been talking to myself, which I do quite often. So what we're going to do is we have this quarter head of shredded cabbage over here and half a cup of the mustard seeds in here. And when this is done, we're going to strain this. When this starts boiling, we're going to let it simmer for a few minutes, and then we're going to let it sit off of the heat for a few minutes. Then we're going to pour some of the liquid into the mustard and onto the cabbage as well, and let it sit in the separate bowls until we start to assemble the tacos. So I'm going to set that over there and out of the way. Sorry, this seems to be like all over the place today. And that's because, you know, you didn't probably want to be here till midnight. So I think the next thing we should do, and this is still clean, I can use this, is start making the masa for the tortillas. Now, it's not really going to be masa because it's using regular flour and rye flour instead. Stir-fried noodles with chicken, also an excellent idea. Look at all these things you can do. You keep looking at the clock. No, you don't? Then what are you looking at?
I've been thinking about the macaroni and cheese.
Oh, he's hungry. That's what's going on. So for this, we're going to start it off in the mixing bowl, and then use the paddle to work stuff together. And what we're going to start with for this is this is going to make a lot of tortillas, although it says it's only making 12, but 3 cups of flour, that's not 12 tortillas, but I could be wrong. So what's interesting about these tortillas, right? Like if you go get pastrami at a deli, you almost always have it on rye bread. So these are rye tortillas. I have masa harina. Yeah, I could make that, but I don't think that would go good with pastrami. I'm thinking corn tortillas with pastrami. Doesn't sound really appetizing, but rye flour tortillas does sound really good. So that is what we are attempting to do today. So we're going to start with just 3 cups of our flour, just regular old AP flour. So we're kind of making a masa with this, but it's not really, technically, because we're not using, you know, corn. You're not a fan of rye? I love rye. I used to have rye bread all the time. And then we need a cup of rye flour, which I'm going to pour in here because I don't want to stick this AP flour in there. I'm really good at that. I can make a good mess. Just, you know, don't do what I do. I mean, I've got like 1/4 cup of rye flour. No, I'm not that bad. Pretty bad, though, because look.
So that'd just be me.
That would be you spilling it?
Yeah.
Oh, are you that bad? I don't think you are. We'll just clean that up. I'm trying to keep my work area clean at least. I just make a bigger mess in the sink. But that's not what I clean up, so it doesn't really matter. I know, I like rye. And then we need a little bit of salt in here. You can always taste when people don't put salt in things, when they're like, whatever. And then we need about 1/2 cup of lard. Lard is very hard to measure. But I have, if I can find it, because Robbie puts it in a different place each time. Do you want to check your mac and cheese and see how it's doing? I love these things. These are great for things like ice cream, lard, sour cream, peanut butter. Anything that doesn't just like pour out of a cup. Does it look done?
It's a little bubbly. It's not like round.
Okay. Because I can smell it cooking. Plus we now have new pastrami in the oven. All right, what's your favorite sandwich? My favorite sandwich growing up was always a really good ham sandwich. That was my favorite. Although I can also say that I also really like Braunschweiger sandwiches.
Grilled cheese.
Grilled cheese is your favorite? That's a good one, yeah.
Or now these days a Cuban sandwich.
Cuban, yes, Cuban. That's your new favorite, I think, is a Cuban sandwich. Yeah, my grandparents always had rye and pumpernickel at their house too. We had a lot. Okay, this is going in. Our chicken sandwich is sandwiches. I would say they are because the word sandwich is in their name. If there's a piece of bread on either side of it, in my opinion, it's a sandwich. Cheese whiz and liverwurst and onion. Liverwurst and onion is probably a whole lot like a Braunschweiger sandwich. All right, I'm going to take my 1/2 cup of lard, my 1 cup of rye, my 3 cups of AP flour, my 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to go stick it on the mixer and let it start to form itself into kind of a little ball as well. then Robbie's going to knead it a little bit. Maybe I will. But we'll let that mix up. I'm trying to get this to a simmer, but I have to tell you, this is really the only burner that does a simmer really well. All the other ones stay pretty hot. So we will put that over there for now. And I'm going to let it simmer for a few minutes, and then we're going to let it sit for a few minutes. And I'm sorry if I repeat myself. This is just to remind myself to do these things. If you could eat guilt-free, of course, this is a Narf Chunks. This is a guilt-free zone. You may have whatever guilt-free sandwich you would like, and it is guilt-free. So German bologna sandwich, tomatoes, onions, mayo, and mustard. That sounds good. Sounds like something I would have at my grandparents' house. Cheese sandwiches. I got to say, I'm not into that. I don't think I ever liked Cheese Whiz. Grilled cheese, avocado, ham, and tomato. Ooh, yeah. I think Robbie would go for that too, for sure. So Morphine Bear, what kind of chicken sandwich do you like? Do you like having a chicken breast, or do you like sliced chicken? Is it fried? Is it grilled? Or you're just like, if it's a sandwich and it has chicken in it, I'm all in. I never had a sandwich from the deli at Kmart that I remember. My mom was like, I can make anything that they make out in the real world in the restaurants, I can make it cheaper at home. So we had really good food, we just ate it at home. So, fried chicken sandwich. So do you like any particular kind of fried chicken sandwich? Like, I like it to be a little bit spicy. That's when they're that way. Narf Chunk says, Robbie, is Aladdin's girl part of her family? Because I guess you used to get deli Kmart sandwiches too. I mean, my mom even packed the food. Like when we would go on a road trip, the first day of our road trips, we always had coolers packed with sandwiches and sodas and stuff like that. And we were just excited because we got soda. So.
I enjoy a good spicy chicken sandwich.
Yeah, spicy chicken. No. Robbie was very disappointed when we went to this one restaurant that he picked out because they had Cuban sandwiches, and they didn't have Cuban sandwiches that night.
We still had really good food.
We did. It was excellent.
It worked out.
Cheese mayo. I would say that I would have bologna cheese mayo, but I don't think I had onion. I probably had lettuce, and I'm pretty sure I didn't have tomato on it as a kid because I didn't really start appreciating tomatoes until I was like in college. And I think it's just because everybody kept telling me that tomatoes were delicious, and I was kind of I'm saying they're not, so I'm not having any. Because that's the kind of kid I was. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding some water to the stuff over here. So maybe Robbie will bring this over. Or not. What? Uh-oh. Okay. Well, Robbie has apparently broken the thing. He's fixing it. He must have put his finger on something he shouldn't have. So I'm just slowly adding this because I don't want to get too sticky, because if you remember last time my tortillas were a little too sticky. There we go. That's what we want to see. See how it's like kind of one big thing. Whoops. As I hit the camera. Feels like it's still maybe a little sticky, but we'll see. We got to let this rest before we actually make the tortillas. Put that over there. That sugar, where's my flour? Oh, there it is. Again, an important part of cooking is spinning around, looking for things in the kitchen. Very important. We are back. Hello, Kelsey. Do I like fried bologna? I gotta be honest, I don't know that I've ever had fried bologna. I'm sure I would like it. I like bologna and I like fried things, so I don't think I would dislike it. Hey, Robert, will you get me some plastic wrap? Because here's what we're going to do. Because this has gluten in it, and if you watch any Alton Brown, you would know that, like, you're kneading the dough to start kind of activating, bring everything together, really. And then we want it to rest for a little bit so that the gluten does something. I don't remember off the top of my head right here. Do you remember? No, I have some right there. You can throw that one away. That's really bad plastic wrap. I've got good plastic wrap. So you're doing this with Play-Doh. Yeah, we're going to actually cook this and eat it, hopefully. Let's see, what does it taste like raw? Tastes a little like Play-Doh. How could you not get Play-Doh? Mm-hmm. Are you at the store right now? Are you working? Most of you probably know Kelsey is my daughter. Yeah. So now that I've got this, we don't want to now, and I'm just telling you because of the recipe I found for this, said don't overwork the dough. Because a lot of times with bread, you really can't overwork it. But it's gotten to the consistency I want, which is this starting to feel a little elasticy. Set it down. Thank you. Thank you for your help. I really could not do this without Robbie. I mean, I could, but you would be getting less food, and even you get really bad tech. We'll set that aside. Now we've let this sit for a little bit. You're watching Twitch. I'm glad you're watching Twitch. I'm glad you're here. Because, I mean, pastrami tacos are kind of intriguing, don't you think?
I think so. I'm looking forward to it.
Now, and I'm going to cheat over here for a second. We're going to put in enough of this pickling this pickling liquid here just to cover all of these mustard seeds. Ooh, looks good. Mm-hmm. Do you guys see that mac and cheese there? And then, so I've just covered those, and now we're going to pour the rest of this in here. But again, we want to get all of that other stuff. We don't want big chunks of onions, garlic, peppers. And then we want all of our cabbage to stay in the pickling liquid. It said to get a plate and hold it down, which I kind of think is unnecessary, but since I haven't made it before, we'll listen to him. And so now that's going to sit there. That is going to sit there. And we're going to let that sit until we are ready for it. technically we should be waiting about an hour with this. It's not going to be an hour. At least I hope not. Because Robbie may eat his arm if it's an hour from now.
I got mac and cheese, I'm good.
You can't have any until, you know, dinner's ready.
Okay, it's my arm then. We had a good run.
We did. It was all excellent. So next we're going to put together while, woo! Now you got to slide this on here because I will definitely burn my hand. And we don't want that. All right, I'm going to take a second here and go, there we go, that was my second. This is nice and firm now. And when these things are cold, especially if they've got butter in them, like they get flakier, right? That's why we want them cold. We want flaky. It has more time for that water to steam and escape. And that's what helps make those flaky layers. So we will take, I'm going to take about 1/4 of this, and we're going to roll it out into a circle. Meanwhile, we're going to put this back in the fridge so it doesn't get too warm. Words. Words, words, words. Did I bring the filling over? I did. One thing I like about my counters is I can roll stuff out directly on the counters. My old countertops, I could not do that because it was tile. And it wasn't even cute tile. It was really ugly, nasty, disgusting tile. And it was on my floor, and it was on my counters. It was my the backsplash. So let's see here. Do I have a good hush puppy recipe? I don't. Like, I've made it a few times, but it's been a really, really long time. But I thought about making those when we get back from our trip because the Outer Banks hush puppies are a big deal. So this is for the arugula, and this is for the arugula. So while I do this, Robbie is going to put some parchment paper on a baking sheet for me because I turned the oven on. How about that? And I'm going to take my rolling pin and start to make a nice circle. So we're trying to get this about 1/8 of an inch thick. So not super thin, but also not thick. And look at this lovely circle I've created. Isn't it lovely? It looks more like a tooth, doesn't it?
Kind of.
This is how I fix that. Are you taking pictures of the mac and cheese waiting for you to eat it? That's closer to a circle. We're getting there. Ooh, catfish places in Tennessee. That's a good idea. Do you like catfish, Robbie?
Sounds good. I don't think I've had a whole lot of it. Oh, look at that.
Need a little more. I should probably put some flour. I put that top on backwards.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you did?
I will take credit for that.
Okay. So trying to make it as round as you can. But keep in mind, this is Dana's kitchen, so we don't aim for perfection because Dana's a recovering perfectionist, which has taken a lot of work on her part. Shh. Well, this isn't tortillas. This is for the arugula. Not the arugula, the Rugelach. Or since it's a Jewish word, it's probably Rugelach.
I could Google that to figure out what it is, and I'm just waiting to be surprised.
Oh, you mean what it is, yeah, food-wise?
Is it a giant taco?
It is not a giant taco. It's a pastry. Goofball.
But it's Taco Thursday.
All right. I know, we're doing pastrami tacos. But we had to get a Jewish food in here, right? Yeah, no, not tortillas, not yet, because the tortilla stuff has to rest. That's the word I'm looking for.
I was also on that same page,
So it's almost round. It's close to round. And I've got all this flour. I'm just going to stick that over there. So we're going to... I'll get it eventually. This is the last time. And then I'm going to start putting it together. Ah, dang it. To show you what that looks like. And then we'll get them in the oven. So one last time, we'll put this in the middle. It's sticking to my rolling pin. And then I think this is round enough. What do we think? Do you think that's round enough? Can you see it?
round enough.
Okay. So now I want to cut this into 12 triangles. So that's 4.
So thirds now?
Yeah. These are not quite even, but that's okay. Again, Dana's kitchen. We are not perfect here. Oh, look, my yard guys who were supposed to be here before. I probably should have put this filling on here first, but now I'm going to put it on here. And if you weren't here when I made this filling earlier, the filling is chocolate, sugar, and the chocolate is a mix of bittersweet chocolate and Mexican chocolate. We've also got cinnamon in here, some sugar, about a half a cup of sugar, and then we also have some cayenne and some chili pepper. So really it's the filling that makes all the sweetness because the dough doesn't have any sugar in it. It is flour, salt, what else was in there? I don't remember. So now we're gonna roll these up. Did we lock the door so Rocky doesn't go chase them? Okay. And Robbie's got, let's look at all these dishes for Robbie. He's so excited. So I'm only going to do one batch of these because I want to try out and make sure I'm doing this right and that they taste good too. Because again, the dough you can make, oh yeah, the dough also has a lot of butter, 2 sticks of butter and 8 ounces of cream cheese in it.
So it's a healthy dish.
It's a super healthy dish. So, hi Gideus. How are you doing? We are making pastrami tacos. It's a New York deli meets Mexico. So we're doing, this is Mexican hot chalk arugula that I'm making right now. And we're doing pastrami tacos. So as soon as I'm done with this, we're actually going to put make the tortillas. And the tortillas are rye flour tortillas. Because, I mean, it's pastrami, right? We also have a Swiss mac and cheese, because what is a pastrami without some Swiss cheese? It's very sad pastrami is what it is. That's the correct answer. Do you see now why I probably should have put the stuff on before I cut it? Live and learn, live and learn. I think I've only made Arugula one other time, but it was fruit. So. But this is Mexican hot chocolate. Because Arugula is a traditional Jewish pastry. So one thing is I'm not rolling these really tight because they will puff up a little bit when they bake. But the seam probably should be down, or the tip of the, you know what I'm saying? It needs to be down. So I'm going to clean this up now because there's chocolate all over my counter. And I know a dog that will try to get it. We're going to do tacos really soon. All right, don't get on the floor, chocolate. There are dogs. Can you guys hear my yard guy? This is ridiculous that I have called and asked this to not happen. Hopefully. And I'm guessing I sound the same whether I'm turned backwards or forwards. That's exciting. You guys don't get to miss any of my words.
Whether you're at the pantry or out by the grill.
Aren't you guys lucky? All right.
We can hear
These.
every single made-up word.
Excellent, because I do make up a lot of words. This floor is really dirty underneath here, so hopefully Robbie doesn't get a shot of that, because that would be sad. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys can't hear those yard guys.
Because we sure can.
Because we can. It's very loud in here. And Robbie is holding Rocky's leash to make sure he doesn't go attack them, because how dare they cut my lawn. All right. Allergies. Hang on. Before I make the tortillas. Nobody wants to see that on camera. These are going in the oven for about,
I don't know.
18 to 22 minutes. 350 in the oven. Look, I'm going to start the timer correctly again, too. Woohoo! Yay for Dana. So we've let this dough rest over here now for about 10 minutes, maybe a little bit more. That's all it needs to rest. It's kind of like pasta dough. Pasta dough you usually only let rest 20 minutes-ish. I am actually going to use the rolling pin for this, but I'm also going to turn this on. Although this side doesn't get as hot as the other side's been. You got to know your stove. You know what I'm saying? Uh-oh. Why does it keep going?
I think it's good now.
So now we're going to make some tortillas. So Gideus, just so you know, this is, and you can see it's a little stretchier than Masa is. This is AP flour with lard and some rye flour. What is it that's?
That one's.
This one?
That one.
It's off.
Okay, well, it's not doing it now.
Okay. So we're going to roll these out. this time around. That's not good. The burners are randomly trying to light. Did the Werner guy, did you make my burner stop working? Oh, well, that's good. We'd love to have your fiance in here. So we saw how well I was at making things round with the Arugula. So these will probably not be super round, but we don't care, do we? Because all we do is care about how they taste. That's actually pretty good. I think that's pretty good. So we'll stick that on there. They may not be even either, because I'm not weighing this or anything. So.
Did we need to worry about what was in the top oven, in the pot, the meat?
It has to go until midnight.
Okay.
So no. But I should probably check it in a little bit just to make sure it doesn't need more water. This one's going to be a little smaller. So if I'm looking out for your fiance in the stream, does she have a Twitch handle that I can look for? Or have her say, guess who I am? Kelsey, if you guys did not hear, is going to be cooking with me from Seattle. Robbie has not quite yet figured out how to do that.
On the case after tonight.
Okay, so after tonight, he's going to figure out, but she's going to be cooking chicken meatball bourguignon with me. And look, I said it. If you were here on Sunday, I couldn't say it because there was something wrong with me. I mean, there's still something wrong with me, but now I can say it. So, yes, the Mito Gang, and we're going to have something where we can activate a Grummy Mito cam over there. So we're keeping it super simple. I think Kelsey is going to try and come up with a drink for the night, and then we're just going to make the chicken meatball bourguignon. And I'm excited. I'm super excited about it because I do like cooking with my kids. So make sure you check in on Sunday. Now, normally you see me just pick these up and flip them, but because these are, I'm a little afraid to do that with these. My stove's making all sorts of noise. So, hey, thank you, Crazy Meat Beast. Thank you for the follow. And Tyler Shoots. And Electric Turtle. Wow. Thank you, guys. Thanks for the follow. Oh, and I saw Nanaki and Ridon and Chubbsville and Adrian and Wildwoods. Thank you, guys. Oh, thank you, Cicely. Okay. I'm not sure what's going on here.
Oh, my goodness.
So, wow. Thank you, Nate Shot. Thank you so much. Okay, I don't think I can read all of these follows.
Did you see the gift?
I did. I saw that. That was amazing. Thank you, guys.
Well, we're now about halfway to the cow costume goal.
I know. I know. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. These are not pancakes. So for somebody who said pancakes, these are actually tortillas over here. They're rye tortillas because we're making pastrami tacos. It feels like something strange is happening. So.
Lots of follows.
Yeah. Thank you. Somebody just did a. Somebody just gave 100 subs.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Nade Shot. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Cow costume. Somebody wants the cow costume. Well, we'll do that.
We just hit the cow costume goal.
Yes, we did. So Robbie's super excited about that.
And just so you guys know it's legit. They're right here.
Can you, there's stuff that needs to be taken care of. Yeah, so that'll be good. Thank you guys. Yeah, so we will do that. On our trip, on one of the first couple of days on our trip for you guys. Thank you, I'm Masonian. Wow, yeah. So thank you. All right, so we are making tortillas. I need to not get off of track here of what's going on.
Don't burn your tortillas.
I know, we don't want to burn the tortillas. I need a plate. All right, so I got a place to put the tortillas. Wow, so many follows. Wow. Thank you. I hope they are amazing. We haven't eaten any yet. So thank you guys for all being here. If you don't know already, I'm making pastrami tacos. We've got Swiss cheese mac and cheese. It's already ready and it's on the stove. I've got some Mexican hot chocolate, arugula in the, not arugula, Rugelach in there. But thank you guys for all, there's no way for me to do all of the follow yous. But,
just not getting to the gifted subs on the other.
Oh, wow. Okay, so spin the wheel. All right. So we will do that in a second. Yeah, I need to get these, and then we'll start spinning the wheel. But the people who gifted the subs get to decide who spins the wheel, as well as either that, who spins the wheel, or the puppies can get treats. So, because we had some people who wanted that. So we need to, am I FBI? No, not FBI.
But if she was, she couldn't tell you.
So, that's true. Yeah, we're keeping track. Yep. So Rocky is finally getting all the food. I had 5. Interesting. Puppy treats. We can certainly do some of those in puppy treats, and we'll make some spins on the wheel as well. But thank you guys. Wow. That's crazy. I'm so glad you're here, though. Wow. That's awesome. There's a dog over here. Thank you guys all for all the follows. That's like so many follows. I don't even know, like I could spend the rest of the night doing that. But I think, do you have something on there that will show all the new follows, or?
We can go back and look.
But thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, puppy cam. So while I'm doing this, Robbie's going to show you guys puppy cam. And we have the screaming goat. Can you hand me the screaming goat? Here we go. Here. I sure can make some more emotes. That's going to put, I have some help now. Mr. Narco's helping me with those. So he's going to have some work to do on that. Thank you for the follows. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I'm a little overwhelmed right now, but that's okay. You guys have Rocky to entertain you. I think the tortillas are coming out pretty good. over here. I know you guys can't see it because you're looking at a dog, but he is cute. But don't let him, hybrid, do not let him, and death is coming, don't let him fool you. He is a velociraptor. He's definitely a velociraptor. Otis is over here hiding in the corner. Wow. You know, we thought that was a sub-goal. Robbie picked that because he thought he might not have to wear the cow costume. But guess what, honey?
I'm wearing a cow costume to a restaurant, not just wearing a cow costume.
Yeah, not just wearing the cow costume, but wearing it to a restaurant on our road trip. So it will be. Hi, I'm Electra Heart. And hi, I mean, I thank you guys. That was a whole lot. I could not keep up with it in the chat.
But
so.
Now the goal, we can really plan where we're going to do it at. Which restaurant we have the whole.
I know. Now we'll have a lot of choices.
Do we wear it to a steakhouse?
That would be hilarious to wear it to a steakhouse. Maybe a burger place.
Or a burger place.
Yeah. That would be funny. So, oh, your fiance dropped in. Awesome. Awesome. Oh my gosh, thank you guys for all the follows. Thank you so much. So who is, I know I'm going to have to follow some people. Robbie's looking overwhelmed over there, too. They were both overwhelmed.
It was perfect timing, right? Because
oh, okay.
while this was going on, I was being attacked by the dog.
Since some of you are new here, I'm Dana, so welcome. And I am always here with my part-time dishwasher, full-time boyfriend, part-time dog wrangler, Robbie, and the two dogs. So Rocky is a Maltipoo. He's only a little over a year old, and he is a velociraptor. He's always getting into trouble. And then my other dog is 14, Otis Cleveland, and he's a sweetheart, unless he's not. So that's who we are here. And I like to cook from stories, but today we're doing Deli-Mexy food. That's kind of weird, but we like it. So, you have a Yorkie poo? Aw, what cute.
At least get a spin in.
Okay, Robbie's gonna start getting a spin in. There's a lot of spins. We're not gonna have enough stuff.
Scotch bonnet sauce.
Yeah, so all of those are in there. So, well, thank you guys for the follows. And hey, welcome in Gideus's fiance. I'm glad you are here. Oh my gosh, I started to melt my spatula. That's probably not good. Yes, I'm a little distracted. I always say that I make lots of mistakes in the kitchen, so you don't have to. So, wow, you guys still coming. Still coming. Why? So what is on the wheel? So when we are gifted subs or we are somebody subs, we spin the wheel, or people can choose puppy treats and give the puppies treats. I think that is on here. So we've given the dogs some treats because that's what some people called for. But there's like peppers and pepper sauce. There is a salsa dance that we'll do in the kitchen. Not that we're great at it, but we do our best. And you can choose. Either I spin the wheel, Robbie does, whatever. So that's what we do. I'm making you hungry? Good. I mean, I wish you were here. I wish everybody could eat, but I don't think I'd have enough for everybody today. Despite the fact I have like 2.5 pounds of meat. Yes, it's very hot. I was making tortillas on it. That's what happens.
I thought this was going to be hot.
So are you eating that?
I spun.
Okay, all right.
I figure it's the least I can do.
So, on a founder's badge?
Oh,
yes, you get dibs because you have a founder's badge.
I'm too tall.
Yeah. Wait, was there anything on that? I didn't see anything on it.
It was on camera.
Okay. Did
There
he
might
have
be more.
anything on there? All right.
Oh my goodness.
Whew. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Pot roast. All right, I'm going to spin the wheel now. It's like, oh, Thai chili. I wonder if I even have any of those. I didn't check to make sure I had all of these on here because I.
Scotch bonnet's next to it if you need to.
The Scotch bonnet sauce. Let's see, what do we have here?
I think we're still catching up.
We're still catching up? Okay. Yeah, oh, so we need a screaming goat again? Do I need another screaming goat? I don't know. Wait. There we go.
Plenty loud enough right now.
If it's not, all right, let's see. All right, so Thai chili. I do have Thai chilies in here.
Well, when you do that, I'm going to do extreme sour water. Where'd they go?
Oh, you're going to do a warhead? We're just going to sit here and eat stuff that we, makes us, they're right there, right next to the wheel that you got. All right, I'm also going to have some half and half ready to drink because I'm kind of a wimp when it comes to this stuff. So are we still catching up? Is that what's going on?
I think so.
Yeah.
All right,
Holy
Aladdin's
cow.
Thank you for the extreme sour warheads that.
Yep, these are from
go ahead and
Aladdin's
just do
girl
one
who sent
for all
us
these,
the extreme warheads. So, yep. So here we go. There you go, Aladdin's girl.
Oh my
Don't.
God.
Doesn't it taste good with the Scotch bonnet? Is that a good pairing? Scotch bonnet
So
sauce.
sour. People enjoy this. I'm still gonna call it.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Ah!
Oh man.
No, those aren't done yet. Okay. Ah. I did this wrong again.
Candy in my mouth.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay, I'm just warning you. If you have those, they're very. I think the Thai chili is spicier than the habaneros, which I don't think are on the wheel,
No.
but I do have some.
Oh man. Okay, we're past the extreme.
Butter helps. I mean, it's crazy. Nade shot. So, is it Nade shot or Nade's hot?
I think it's Nade shot.
Nade shot. Gifted. I know. So thank you so much. I don't know if you're still in here, but I don't think we're going to get to spin this wheel 150 times because I don't have that many peppers and
That's why
stuff.
it's like, I'll just kind of do just
Yeah.
everything.
So I do know that that what's your name again? Woo, my brain's not working. That Robbie said that a pepper and then the sour warheads is like
Hellfire.
hellfire.
Yeah, don't do habanero pepper followed up by
I think
sour warhead.
1 pepper a day for the next 150 days, man, that is preferable to.
Yeah, maybe we'll even do some on the road trip to catch up.
So, oh, so 100 Thieves. Oh, the esports team. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard of them. That's awesome. Well, I mean, I don't know if he's still in here, but thank you so much. That is amazing. So amazing to have all of you guys in here and
And cow costumes now.
and now we'll make sure everybody knows. So I do try to post announcements and stuff on my social medias, which are in the thing, and then also on Discord. And I think that's also in there. So if you want to see when we do the cow costumes, I'll make sure that we post it on all those places. Okay, I have got to get stuff out of the oven, and I've got to make some tacos. I mean, Robbie is wasting away over there. Aren't you?
I'd be eating my arm right now if I wasn't eating the candy.
Okay, let's see. I don't think these are done yet. So I'm going to check them.
When I finish the candy, I'll do another spin.
Okay. I'll let you do.
Maybe we'll hit on salsa dancing 100 and something times.
See, and that just really seems like that calls for music, doesn't it? Or maybe we'll just, how about if you just drink this bottle?
Yeah, no, I'd rather not be in
What
pain
about,
all day tomorrow.
what about the ghost pepper sauce? Just drink the bottle.
I
No?
might just end up trying one of everything.
All right, let's get these out of the way for now so that I can make some tacos. I think we finally caught up on sounds. That was crazy. It was just one after the other for about 10 minutes. Yeah?
We finally caught up. So thank you for...
Thank you so much. I mean,
all
all of
and
that
all
is
of you.
amazing. Thank you so much. And a big shout out to Nate Shot so that in 100 Thieves, because now you guys that are here all the time will get to see the cow costume. So awesome. All right, taco time. Taco time. Let's get a plate out. And mac and cheese time, because I can see him eyeing that mac and cheese. He's been eyeing it over there. I don't think that one's
Someone
quite
said
done.
I wasn't allowed to have any
I
until
know.
dinner was ready.
You were not. We have this beautiful, yummy, now it won't taste quite as spicy because we've been eating peppers, but this beautiful pastrami over here that we're going to shred to put on our tacos. So let's do that. I do have a lot to talk about now. That is true. And it's good to see you in here, Turkey McGee. So is Kelsey still in here, or did she pop in and go, what is going on, and leave? I think that's probably what happened.
That's what happened. They thought Kelsey in here.
Maybe. All right, now we are also going to get, let's see, what's the best way to do this? I'm going to pull that up. This is the pickled cabbage, and then we have pickled mustard seeds over here. We did a real quick pickle with them. You probably want these to sit in the pickling brine for an hour or two in ultimate circumstances. And I'm going to get stuff to fish things out here, because who doesn't want more dishes for Robbie, right? More dishes for Robbie. And oh, I was supposed to mince some onion. Well, we won't have the minced onion, but we will have some cabbage on there. So if you're making these, the recipe I used called for minced onion on the top of the pastrami as well. But somehow I missed that. Oops. That wasn't good. Let's try. And then some of these pickled mustard seeds on the top, because you need mustard on your pastrami, on rye, right? So we have rye tortillas, we have pickled mustard seeds and some cabbage. And then for our cheese, we have our mac and cheese.
Which I've been eyeing for like half an hour now.
Yeah. So Kelsey is still here. She must be doing like work stuff.
Probably like how I am some days, where I'm kind of watching Twitch, but it's more like listening and
Yeah.
stuff done.
So there we go. So there is our pastrami tacos and Swiss cheese mac and cheese. You're going to come over and try this? Because I'm not going to eat by myself in front of the camera. Nope. Oh, picture. I even had the little taco things out, and I forgot to use them.
That's okay. The food will taste good.
You mean it will still taste good if it's not in the taco holder? That's really good. This tastes like a pastrami sandwich, but it's a taco. It's really, really good. If you want to do something different, I tell you, when you're allergies and you're eating peppers is not a good combination. So I'll be off camera here for a second again. You should have seen yoga today, trying to do yoga when you've got allergies.
That's actually got quite the kick. Even after the hot stuff, that's still got a lot of pepper in it.
Well, yeah, because it's crusted in peppers and
Like, that's my level of
coriander.
stuff.
I think I did a pretty good job throwing together mac and cheese. I think it needs a little extra salt, but other than that, that's pretty tasty. You're getting hungry. What are you going to go get to eat? Because I love to entertain and I would love to have everybody over, but I don't have enough for everybody tonight.
This is one of the few nights where you would definitely run out of food.
And then Robbie would be sad because then there'd be nothing for him to take to eat tomorrow. Yes? So that's really good. Okay, I'm going to check. Oh, I forgot to hit start. That's not good. I did set the timer, but I forgot to hit start. But that's okay. They're still good. Okay, so this is...
Wait, there's more?
But wait, there's more. So this is the Arugula that we made. And we used, and I say we, I mean me. I used Mexican hot chocolate flavors. So it's chocolate and cinnamon and chili pepper or chili powder and cayenne. So I haven't made them before. I just made it up this morning. So hopefully as soon as those cool off a second, I will try those. But do you want to come try the mac and cheese? Let's see. Oh, thank you. Thank you. My back, I know you guys can't really see it too well from here, but it's actually stone, glass, and metal. And I thought it was super, super cool because I thought about doing a brick, but then I saw this and I'm like, no, I got to have that. That's the one. Because I looked at a lot of backsplashes. What do you think?
I am enjoying this mac and cheese. It's
Are you?
quite tasty. And it's different from all the ones you've made before. So I think that's part of what I like about it is I have not had this before.
I love mac and cheese. First of all, I love tacos and mac and cheese and burgers because there's such a, you can do anything with them. So I think next month I might do duck carnitas, or duck confit, I'm sorry, duck confit tacos, and maybe carrot tacos that same night in case you're just not into duck. But I think you can just do anything with tacos nowadays. It's awesome. And mac and cheese is the same thing. As long as you got cheese in there, you can play with the flavors all day long and do all sorts of things. So I love the creative side of that. And the same burgers are the same way. Those are my ones. You want white subway tile in your kitchen? I love white subway tile. Robbie does not.
It really depends on how it's done. If I had a choice between the two, I would definitely go with what you've got here.
It depends on how it's done. I've shown you multiple ways, and each time you say, no, I don't like it. No, I don't like it.
Which is weird because I really like white.
I know. That's what's weird about it.
My walls and
Robbie likes white
and the counters.
and gray and beige. And I'm like, give me some. And I know you can't tell from my kitchen too terribly much here, but I love orange and like bright blue and green and yellow. And I guess I won't have to compete with colors with him because I'll say, look, the walls are white. The walls are white, so it's all good. All right, now we got to try this. They've sort of cooled down. That came out pretty good. I try one. He's sneaking one.
That is still pretty warm.
It is. But Arugula is also, it's a pretty simple thing to make, and you can also play with the flavors. So fruit, you find fruit in them all the time. Chocolate is a big flavor. You can do cinnamon and sugar. So it's another one to play with flavors. That's why I chose that one to do this with. So this is, I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you think we should call it Mexadeli or Deli-Mex? Which is a better term for meshing up delicatessen with Mexican food? Because that's kind of what we did here. So I started with,
You went with Deli-Mex?
I went with Deli-Mex, but then as I was thinking about it, Mexadeli sounded more fun to me. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe Mexadeli.
Mexadeli? A brand of taquitos in the supermarket. Well, we don't want we don't want that. Because while I have nothing against supermarket taquitos, this is better.
Oh, yeah.
So Mexadeli it is. Mexadeli. And now it's going to make me think of what else can I mash up together. Maybe in October what I'll do is I'll ask you guys what 2 flavor profiles we should try to combine into something, because I like a good challenge. During the pandemic, when I wasn't streaming, I moved my hands around a lot because I see myself about 3 seconds later over here, and I'm like, I'm here standing like this, and I see myself over here going like this.
It's all part of the cooking process.
So it's so weird. I like making desserts. I do desserts a lot on here. I cannot say that pastries are my like strength, right? So I love to make pie. I make really good pie. I can make really good flavors with cakes and stuff, but I would love to learn more about how to make pastries and desserts and things like that. So, make copycat koji truck tacos. I don't know that. In what part of the country do they have those truck tacos? Oh, gyros, you're speaking my language. That's one of my all-time favorite things. I love gyros, love them. Robbie can attest to that because a lot of times I'm like, we need to go get Mediterranean food so that I can have gyro meat, even if it's not in the pita bread. So.
It's pretty good stuff.
Well, and you know what? So when I was in St. Louis, living in St. Louis, we had just down the road a Orthodox Greek church, and a couple times a year they did a festival. So you got like authentic baklava and authentic gyros, and I would go several times during that. I'd ask friends and mom and stuff, and we'd go and get just some really, really good Greek food. So, Korean tacos. Definitely we could do Korean tacos. Ooh, macaroons. I'll tell you what, I actually have a friend who is a master at macaroons. So maybe I'll get, her name is Pam, and maybe I'll get Pam on here and she can show us all how to make macaroons. She's so picky when she makes her macaroons that she'll check the weather to make sure that the weather is good weather for making macaroons, because she said the humidity difference makes a difference on whether they crack or not. So that is definitely something I can do. I can get Pam on here to do that. I also just recently did an inventory of my freezer and realized like how much food I have in the freezer. So I think at some point I've got to do kind of a clean the freezer, clean the pantry kind of menu planning one week on that. So, all right, so macaroons. So get Pam. I do have a friend who's coming next month. Her name is Lauren. She's an amazing chef. And so I have her coming to cook with me one night. Kelsey is, of course, cooking with me on Sunday. So join us on Sunday. We will have a Grummy/Mito cam for that. And for those of you who do not know who my daughter is, she has a dog and a bird that many people here that have been in her community for years, and they don't get to see Grummy and Mito very often. So that'll be fun. Yes, Elser is petting Grummy there. So she is not coming. We're going to be doing it via Zoom or something along that line. So she'll be in Seattle and I'll be here. I've already sent her all the recipes so she knows what ingredients to get. And we're going to be making chicken meatball, bourguignon, and then some sort of cocktail that she needs to get back to me soon and let me know what it is so I can go get the ingredients for it, because I live in Texas and so liquor stores are not open on Sunday. So if she gives it to me last minute and I don't have it, we're out of luck. So Mito gang, absolutely, absolutely. So Kelsey's hoping to maybe do that with me every once in a while, maybe every couple of months, cook with me that way. What else do we have going up? Don't forget, we've got our road trip. We're doing Dana's Kitchen Unchained. No chain restaurants on our trip, and we won't be chained to a kitchen. We may cook from the boathouse kitchen when we're up in Maine. So yeah, stay tuned. We're going to try all the local foods and places, and I know Aladdin's Girl has given us a lot of great places in Memphis, but if you know of any places in the Outer Banks or near Portland, Maine, near Buffalo, Louisville, Nashville, Memphis. Well, she gave me Memphis. So all the other places, yeah, let me know of some great places. Are you in Maine, Gideus? I mean, if you're in Maine, then yes, we are going to Maine. We will be in Maine. So Kelsey may be nice enough to let you guys see the Hybraxia PS Vita game again. It could be. Nosh Kitchen, excellent. I love ideas. So we will keep that in mind. Hopefully Robbie's taking notes. I count on him to take notes.
One of these places will be graced with the two of us.
Wearing a cow costume somewhere on the road. I'll let you guys know though. So again, if you're new here, check out, I've got the social medias, Insta, Twitter, Facebook, and Discord. We've got a Discord thing. I'm pretty new to a lot of this, so hopefully you can have patience with me as I figure out a good system on getting all that stuff done, because, you know, I also still have a job so that I've got to do. So, Boston, Massachusetts. Okay. Nasha, Maine is amazing. Okay, awesome. That's good. Yeah, Boston was a thought on our list, but we just couldn't make everything. It's 2 weeks, and we're not any place more than a couple of days on our trip. So hopefully one day we can both just drive around for a month and do stuff. One day.
2 weeks is still pretty good.
I know. This is our first 2-week vacation, so tune in to see if we kill each other by the end of it.
That doesn't sound very positive. Is that before or after the cow costumes?
Because Robbie's so excited about it. He's like, woo! All right. Are we going somewhere?
We definitely can.
Okay. So Robbie's going to look for a place to go, but I appreciate everything. I appreciate all of the follows for those of you guys still hanging around. I appreciate Shot all those gifted subs. I mean, that's amazing. Thank you so very, very much. And yeah, all right, another one. Thank you for following. You get a shout out, Framers, just because, you know, you weren't tucked in the middle of like 100 people doing it all at the same time that I couldn't keep up. Yeah, so do you have a place?
We'll go see Casey.
Okay, we're going to go see Casey, Kitchen Confidence. Love this guy. He's very positive, and he's very supportive of the of all of the Twitch communities, especially the cooking. He is, if you haven't watched him, he just wants people to learn how to love cooking. I think he was a chef from Cordon Bleu. So, and he's sharing all of his talents with us on here. So let's go join him. He's got his cilantro squad. So let's go. Thank you guys so very much. I love having you with me. And I think we're going. Are we going? He's about ready to point at me. He's doing this. So.